Hello, Year 9. Welcome back to another lesson on Much Ado About Nothing. Slight break from, well, not from the plot entirely, but it's sort of a comic interlude now. We're going to meet a couple of comedy characters. But before we get on to that, I want you to do the do now. Choose a definition for the word malapropism. Which one of these definitions do you think is the definition of the word malapropism? That's 2 minutes. Today, your learning objective is to look at Dogberry and Verges. That's the names of the two comedic characters. They're kind of policemen of their time. And so your title to go into your books is Dogberry and Verges, Malapropisms and Dramatic Irony. Today you're going to need, as ever, an extract, a copy of the extract from Act 3, Scene 3 and Act 3, Scene 5, access to YouTube, and different coloured pens and highlighters. A malapropism is simply this: mistakenly using the wrong word in a sentence. As George Bush famously said, they misunderestimated me. Mind you, with Donald Trump in charge now, I think the list would be hundreds of miles long. But there we are. That's the definition of a malapropism. I want you to copy down the word malapropism and the definition, and then these examples here. The weatherman said there was a 90% chance of participation this afternoon. My grandfather had eye surgery to remove his Cadillacs. The doctor gave me a subscription for my allergies. I went to the store to pick up graffiti and streamers for the party. So those are all sentences with a wrong word in it. They're malapropisms, and this is what lies at the heart of the comedy with Dogberry and Verges. Now, I want you to look at that clip there. The link's right there. Look for it from Act 3, Scene 3. You can read along with the extract you've got, and then just write your first impressions about this scene. How is comedy created? You can talk about the physical aspects of it, the way they interact with each other, as well as what it is that they say. So just a paragraph there. That's 10 minutes. Then on to the next task, Year 9. Year 10 soon, of course, but Year 9 at the moment. And now looking at your extract, I want you to match the word Dogberry uses with the word he meant to say. Just spend 5 minutes on that. If you haven't finished after 5 minutes, don't worry. Just move on. At least try to do at least 4 or 5 of them, though. What we've got here is some examples of where he's used the wrong word with the Act 3, with the where it is in the play there underneath. So pick 2 of Dogberry's mistakes and explain why these are funny. So out of all of these, you have to go and look them up, find them on the extract, and explain why it is they're funny. That's 5 minutes, so just 2. Even if you just get 1 done, that's fine. You need to understand the principle. Now here's why, Dogberry is essentially a policeman. The police didn't exist in the way we understand them now back then. They actually work for Leonardo on his estate, so they're like paid security, but they're like policemen really. Why is it funny to see a useless policeman? According to historian John W. Draper, Dogberry's behaviour as constable is an exaggeration of genuine problems with the amateur policing system at the time, in which sleeping during the night watch was common and watchmen often tried to avoid confronting criminals. Though the play is set in Sicily, Dogberry's watch appeared to be acting under English law of the period, according to which loiterers at night could be arrested under the catch-all charge of vagrancy, which is kind of being homeless really. Indeed, that would be the legal basis for arresting Baracchio and Conrad. Since the office of constable was supposed to circulate among the people, everyone must have known what his duty were at least supposed to be, and so everyone could understand Shakespeare's comment about policemen not doing their job properly. Any men who were caught out late having had 1 too many drinks could get in trouble. The powers under his procedure were as widely understood as those of our modern state police upon the highways. Consider how now people moan about police being overly officious with drivers or parking wardens giving tickets. People like to poke fun at those in authority on political comedy, on comedy panel shows like Have I Got News for You and Mock the Weak. Ridiculing the police was a popular move by Shakespeare, so the audience would have liked him for this. Now we're going to go on to Act 3, Scene 5. And hang on, you may say, haven't we missed Act 3, Scene 4? But don't worry, that scene just focuses on the ladies getting ready for the wedding. It's a nice scene, and we'll look at it alongside the wedding scene next time. We need to see Dogberry and Verges taking their message to Leonardo, or at least trying to. So you've got the link there. Watch the scene summary and read Act 3, Scene 5. Can you spot any more Dogberryisms in this one? Highlight them if you can. That'll take you 10 minutes to watch and read. And here are some more Dogberryisms with the whereabouts in the scene that they are. I wonder if you've got any of those, or if you were struggling, just take a couple of those. We may need to remind ourselves what dramatic irony is. Of course, dramatic irony is when the people watching the performance know more than the characters do, and it's a very effective technique. I know we've talked about this before. I mean, a classic example is something like the film Titanic, where we all know what's going to happen to the characters, but they don't. You would think that that would make it less dramatic, but in fact it makes it more. And I love using these posters from the film Jaws and then Jaws 2 or Jaws the Revenge. Which one of these is is the most dramatic? And it's clearly the one on the left as you look at it, as the woman swimming along there has no idea what's about to happen, whereas on the right they all do, and the one on the left is significantly more dramatic. And there's going to be dramatic irony in this scene, or there is rather dramatic irony in this scene. Right, dramatic irony in Act 3, Scene 3. Just 5 minutes on this. Just read this. You don't need to write any of it down. What do Dogberry, Verges, Claudio, Don John, Don Pedro, Baracchio and Conrad know that the other characters do not? They know that Hera is innocent but is about to be accused of the crime. They know that Claudio and Don Pedro are going to humiliate her at the wedding. What effect will this create for the audience? How does it create humour? There's a desperate tension where we want them to get the information to the right people, but comedy, as we know that they are unlikely to get this right. And 3, do you think Dogberry and Verges will know the seriousness of the information they will be given? How can you tell? Dogberry and Verges take their job seriously, but unfortunately they're not taken seriously by other people. So just read that and inwardly digest it. Right, here's your task. This is the task that I want you to upload onto Classcharts. The work I've been seeing has been absolutely outstanding. I'm so impressed, and I've got a whole bucket full of achievement points that I want to keep on giving away, so keep it up. So what you need to do is, the question is, how did Dogberry and Verges create humour in the play? I want you to write a paragraph to answer this question using evidence from Act 3, Scene 3 and Act 3, Scene 5. Make sure you include the terms dramatic irony and malapropism, or you can call it a Dogberryism if you like. The challenge include relevant context such as the opinions of policemen. So there you go, Year 9, there's your task. When you've done it, upload it onto Classcharts, and I will see you next time. Thank you.